Hello, welcome back to the Wizard Den. Today I'm going to be speaking on a nice little method to increase your likelihood of hearing a spirit. Just initiate, because the way a clairaudience works is you have to improve it. First, it's going to be very quiet. It's going to be very, very quiet and very subtle. And as you start to listen and start to tune into it, it will get stronger and more powerful. So the most important thing is to initiate it and get this started, right? That way you can start to improve it. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to pick out a sigil. Any sigil, any spirit you like. It could be an angel, it could be a demon, it could be anything, whatever. Just take it, throw on, I guess if you want to, you can throw on some relaxing music, and you're going to meditate with your eyes open, okay? It's a different kind of meditation. Meditation can be modified in order to fit the situation at hand, okay? So understand that meditation is very liquid. You can do with it whatever you need to do with it. Never ask somebody how to properly meditate. Properly meditating is meditating to achieve a cause. If you're trying to drift off into a different state, you would meditate in a way that slows down your breathing, focuses on your breathing, gets into a rhythmic pattern, and you drift off. Just allowing thoughts to happen, not focusing on them, and that'll help you drift off. You get lost. And that's kind of how you want to do that meditation. But for this meditation, it's not like that. We will be getting lost, but with our eyes open. We're going to stare. We're going to pick a part of the sigil. Now, you picked out a sigil. We're going to pick some part of the sigil and hyper-focus on that part. Don't try too hard. Just look at it intently. Normal. Okay? Just look at it normal. And stare like this. And that's it. Now, as soon as you start this, you're going to ask politely. Okay. I'm going to use the spirit Orobas because that's who was my spirit I was doing this with and talking about earlier. So we're going to use Orobas as an example. So, Orobas, please come and attend this rite. Come and communicate with me, whatever it is that you need to, whatever it is that you want to, whatever it is I need to know, whatever you want to vent out to me. Please, Orobas, attend this rite and communicate with me. And then you're going to sit and stare at the sigil with no intention whatsoever other than just listening. Meaning you're not going to have any expectation at all. Don't expect the spirit to come. Don't expect the spirit to talk to you. Don't expect the spirit to show itself to you. Don't expect to feel anything. Nothing. Don't expect nothing. If anything, you're just doing this meditation with the hopes that there is now a door open for that spirit, if it wants to come through and communicate. All you're doing is opening the door and inviting it in. You're not doing anything past that. You're not commanding it. You're not telling it to come outside of just the initial plea. You're not doing anything like that. You're not doing a conjuration. You're not going to do anything unless you want to. You can light a candle, an incense as like an offering, but you're not asking for anything. You're not doing anything of that sense. You are just going to be sitting there. Okay? Be extremely receptive and just be open. Be open to any sounds, any voices, any smells, tastes, anything. And once you hear, if you hear a voice in your head And even if it sounds like your voice, just focus in on it. You can imagine two crystals clinking together and see if you can make that sound in your head, and then focus on it. And then if you hear a thought at random, just a random thought, focus on it and then communicate with it. Begin to communicate with the thought and see if that goes anywhere. If it doesn't, then leave it and then ask again. Ouroboros, please come. Ouroboros, attend this rite, yada yada yada. I am open and receptive to whatever it is you want to say or talk about. This is not about me. I am just listening. I am here to listen. And that's literally all you're going to be doing. Just listening, just being there. You will find, after steering for a while, that you most likely drift off into a daze. At least a different state of mind, and you fall into a deep meditative state. And that is good, that is perfect, and that will help you hear better, if nothing else. But if you don't get anything out of it, nothing was said, then you find yourself upset. That means that you had an expectation of something to happen, and that's why nothing happened. So this is also building your toolkit for evocation, because you need to not have expectations going into evocation. Because any expectation, what an expectation does is it closes a lot of doors and opens only one. Meaning you're expecting the spirit to come and talk to you, so the door for smell closed off. The door for clairvoyance closed off. The door for visions closed off. The door for sensations and knowing closed off. All you're listening to is sound, and that's what you're focused on. This is why it's so important to turn off your expectations. And once you get used to doing this meditation, you will be able to take this and take it into your invocations. Excuse me. I'm gonna go with S. Connolly's definition of an invocation, which is evocation is forcibly calling forward, and invocation is asking a spirit to come forth. So we're gonna go with the invocation and ask. But we never expect anything. That way, if something happens, we are just thankful that it is happening, and then at which point you can ask the spirit for what you want. Not in this meditation though, just in an invocation. But this is a tool that you are going to be building. You need to, if nothing happens, you should not be finding yourself upset. That means you had an expectation again. So do it again, and this time actually expect nothing. If anything else, you're doing this for the gain of just meditating, and that is base level what you're doing this for. Focus, to enhance your focus, to enhance your ability to shift states, and things of that nature. All right, so if you do this meditation over and over, you will, and I promise you, you will build up all the core abilities that you need to do invocations. You will build up the ability of focus. You will build up the ability of patience. You will build up the ability of changing and getting into a different state. And once you have remembered what that state feels like, you will be able to shift into it more easily, more frequently. You will also start to build up your clairaudience. Once a message comes through, you can hyper focus on it, and it will begin to build your clairaudience over time. And by over time, I don't mean a long time. Actually, with this method, you will build clairaudience up rather quickly. So take all this stuff into consideration. Try this method and enjoy. Peace.